Speaking of the 2,000-some kids who've been taken from their families and, I'd say, imprisoned on the Texas border, today also marks World Refugee Day, a celebration of the strength, resilience, and courage of millions around the world who've left behind everything they know in search of a safer, more secure future. It's a journey my next guest knows far too well, having escaped from his home in Somalia during the Civil War, nearly getting stranded in Kenya, even after winning a coveted spot on the now under attack diversity visa lottery that aims to bring in immigrants from different backgrounds. Abdi Nor Iftin eventually made it to America thanks to a group of journalists and a generous family in Maine. Along the way, he chronicled his story, sending out secret audio recordings that were aired on the BBC, on an NPR's This American Life. His new terrific memoir is called Call Me American. Abdi Nor Iftin joins me now. Abdi, it's great to meet you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So growing up as a boy in Somalia, I love this, you called yourself Abdi American. Why did you give yourself that nickname?
I was looking for some sort of identity at the time because I was 5 years old, the war happens, and everything falls apart. Somalis are divided into tribes, and tribes are killing each other. And there is no Somalism, like no one identifies themselves as Somali. And I get confused in this whole process of like why is this happening? How I'm in Mogadishu, but my tribe, I cannot identify with them. So the way I chose to call myself American was the Marines were in Mogadishu. And then they had been pointing their guns upwards, not on my face specifically, like the Somali militias were doing. And they leave. And I've seen the movies, and I say, I want to be like those guys.
Well, wait, when you say see the movies, let's stop there. Stallone, Schwarzenegger, I'm told Michael Jackson were a huge part of this Abdi American thing. Is that true?
That's
a huge influence on you, Rambo and all that stuff?
That's very true. That's very true. And I think two things have attracted me: the physical appearance of these people and the strange language that they had been using. And I thought the combination of the two things were wonderful.
And I'm told one other thing in terms of your learning about the culture and ideas of America was there was a book in particular about a very successful businessman that you and your brother read. The Art of the Deal, I think the name?
The Art of the Deal, yeah. It was this wonderful, successful man that, at the time, my brother and I, everything from America was just wonderful. So that's the way we saw it. And we saw this individual as a very successful man who is the product of America and who had been doing this because of America, So that's how we saw it.
I'm gonna try to say a word from Somali slang, and when I get it wrong, you'll correct me nicely. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is the word boofies? Is that right?
That's right.
Tell people what that means.
It's a sickness. It's a longing. You're here, but you want to go somewhere else. So it's the never-ending feeling inside you that takes you somewhere. It's you want to leave and cross the border into another country.
Why was this the somewhere where you wanted to be?
So the place was America that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But the both was in everyone's heart. In Somalia at the time, so many generations, they have been crossing deserts and oceans and pouring themselves into other countries. In Yemen, in Kenya has almost 500,000 Somali refugees. So that was part of the Bufis. People were signing up as refugees to go to Western countries like the US. But to me, it was just a madness, as they call it.
And by the way, while you ultimately did win the diversity lottery, as I said a minute ago, which is under attack by particularly Republicans in the House, you were considering alternatives with your support network that would have been life-threatening, correct? You just wanted to be here regardless of what it took to get to the United States, correct?
That's true, and we tried every way possible. We tried student visa. I tried student visa with my brother. It didn't work. And the officer said, you know what, I'm not going to give you this because if you finish your studies, you're not coming back. You're a refugee.
When you got it, what surprised you most about America? My recollection is when you landed here, the wonderful family that had helped sponsor you when they heard you on public radio, I should say, which we love in this building, and you're on your way driving to Portland, to Maine. Talk about a culture shock. What were the things that most surprised you about this country that you thought you knew well from afar, but you obviously didn't know up close and personal?
Well, first of all, depending on where I was, I ended up in this funny small town called Yarmouth, Maine. So if I ended up in Boston or New York, it would have been different. But then Yarmouth had surprised me. The next day I wake up and the family that adopted me start introducing me to the neighbors. So we walk several hundred feet for the next neighbor, and they say, don't call 911. He's with us. So that was one thing that had actually shocked me at the time. Michael Brown was killed a day earlier.
Is that so?
So that surprised me. I'm like, why would you do this?
I mean, why would they be scared of you?
Why would someone be scared of me? I kissed the ground when I landed in Logan, and I said, thank God, I'm here. And I was so excited. And,
Your book is Call Me American, but based upon what we've all been living with for months and maybe the last couple of years, there are a lot of Americans that don't want to call you American, including the president, who I would assume, who referred to your country as an S-hole country, who put Somalia on the list of countries that should be part of the travel ban. What do you say to both him about that policy and to members of Congress who want to do away with the lottery that allowed people like you to come to this country and become part of it? What do you say to them?
First of all, I wish I would wake up from this nightmare. I still feel it's like a nightmare. I have come to America to contribute and offer everything that I have. I never took a dollar from the government. I'm a hard-working guy. And the first thing I did was I put a sign in the front yard saying, no drag is a nice guy and I need to work. And that's what I'm here for. The president is completely messed up. One person who did something does not represent an entire nation. I have called myself American at the age of 8. And up until now, I'm so proud of everything that this country is doing, except the president's policies and stuff.
And so despite all this, the fact that you're finally here, you feel the same way about the country that you did from thousands of miles away?
You know what? I don't think the rhetoric, what's happening, is never, ever going to take the love for my country, for this country. I'm not a citizen yet, but I'm going to be a citizen soon. My nickname was Abdi American, right? It's going to be my nationality pretty soon. But whatever the president says, whatever this administration is doing, it's not going to take my love for the United States away from me.
It's not only World Refugee Day, it's the birthday of Abdi. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Your book is powerful and wonderful, and good luck with everything.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful message. Abdi Nor Iftin, thanks. The book again is Call Me American, just released yesterday.